Hi guys, big up everyone. Please keep watching Transit TV. Don't touch that dial.
Alright, keep watching Transit TV.
Is the problem that the reason why Arsenal has not won the league in a very long time, or won trophies, is not because they don't just not because it doesn't have good coaches or players, but when a team needs 4 players to be a complete team and go for title, Arsenal will give their fans 3 or maybe 2. They will say only if you can sign 1 player. Then they will rely on it for another 4 seasons. Then they will go back needing another 4 players or 3 players. Then they'll sign another 2. People will have hope. Then it keeps going. This team is a good team. Arteta is a good coach. Transit TV, welcome back again. It's good to be home. Finally back in the studios in Houston to do what we like to do. Today, starting with, unfortunately for Arsenal fans, be an Arsenal fan, not a happy week. A lot of you out there has been, you don't criticize Arteta, you don't blame Arteta, you run your mouth about other coaches. Today is the time to talk about Arteta, to ask questions, to blame Arteta. Maybe I have been, but you guys just don't like, maybe I don't do it how you expect me to do it. You want me to do it. I do it in my own way. And I usually don't criticize coaches or teams just off of one game. I watch patterns, behaviors, and attitude of teams over a couple of games, 2-3 games, before I can say, okay, yeah, this is what I see. Because sometimes we fans, we speak too quickly. But I think it's time to start asking questions about Mikel Arteta and his team. Before I give you this one, don't forget, please, you guys have been doing wonderfully well on our content, especially on our shorts, but on this video I need 100 likes. Please like this video, subscribe if you have not done so. It's a new year. We are going to be giving you a lot of content. We started with our fan reaction show where we bring reactions for watch alongs from different fans when they watch their teams or rival teams play. I hope you guys are enjoying that one. And very soon we're starting our own watch along, so keep an eye on that on the channel. Yeah, yesterday Arsenal lost 2-0 at the Emirates. I think it's their first loss at the Emirates in 18 games after losing to Aston Villa last season. And first leg of the Carabao Cup at the Emirates. Today, Liverpool lost 1-0 at the London Stadium, at Tottenham Stadium in London, and setting these 2 ties up for a tasty one in February 5th and 6th, as the case may be. So after watching the Arsenal game yesterday, something I've been observing, and it was very conspicuous in that game, and that is, there's one habit, one attitude of Arsenal. In fact, before I go to that, let's talk about having a striker. Because if Mikel Arteta has convinced himself that he does not need a striker, I think Isaac told him he was wrong yesterday. I think Solanke today told him he was wrong. Arsenal needs a striker. And I want to believe Arteta knows that he needs a striker. I kind of knowing how these things work, especially at Arsenal. I think it's the owners, or this jargon of there's no money, the FFP and all that has to be the case. But because by now, if Arteta is convinced that he needs a striker, if the club believe that they need a striker, they should have done their job before this January transfer. By now, something concrete would have come out. And Arsenal is going to play 9 games this January. It's going to be a season defining month. So if they don't get this striker as early as possible and let this roll to the end of this January, and by that time probably Arsenal would have been out of all the cup competitions, then it's still it becomes same old Arsenal. And I've told people this, the problem that the reason why Arsenal has not won the league in a very long time, won trophies, is not because they don't have, just not because it doesn't have good coaches or players, but when a team needs 4 players to be a complete team and go for title, Arsenal will give their fans 3 or maybe 2. They will say, only if you can sign 1 player. Then they will rely on it for another 4 seasons. Then they will go back to needing another 4 players or 3 players. Then they'll sign another 2. People will have hope, and it keeps going. This team is a good team. Arteta is a good coach. Just complete the puzzle. Get them 1 left winger and a striker, and this team will go for the title. But no, the board, the owners, or whatever that the problem is, they will not do it until when they will now need a goalkeeper on top of that and a right back. Then you see it's now 5 players or 4 players that they need. Then they will go and sign the striker and the left winger. Then you will be needing a goalkeeper. So it's not, I don't know, Arteta has to find a way. If he is convinced and the board is not doing it, he needs to do something about this, or go look for one of the academy players that is a natural striker. Arsenal needs a natural striker. The difference between having a natural striker there, even if it doesn't score too many goals, is because his instinct is always to stretch the defense. He's always going to be available. Yesterday, Isak engaged Saliba and Gabriel. They couldn't really go forward, and most of the time, his runs confused them. He was the difference in that game yesterday. Both the assist and the goal that he scored, they were both striker contributions. So you cannot convince me. Kai Havertz, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he is not a striker. So his first instinct is to come to the ball instead of stretching the attack. So, and this is a problem. It makes it easy for teams to defend Arsenal. So when you have a striker that his natural instinct is a striker, even the way he controls the ball, the way he goes onto the ball, he's trying to put it in a way that he will be able to take a shot or take a chance. But when you use a winger or player that is framed around a false 9, his first touch is going to be to control, to dribble or pass or come to the ball, and it doesn't get the result that you want. So Arteta needs to do something. We've always known that, but somehow this team have been churning out results. This time around, I don't think there's any getting away from this one. He needs to do something about this. The second point will be behavior. The way Arsenal plays, they exact a lot of superiority on teams. They compress teams and calm them in their own half, half of their own half. Fine, that shows that this team, they are strong, they are confident, they go high pitch. But sometimes it doesn't work. When teams decide to park the ball, to go onto a low block, it makes it difficult for Arsenal to score goals because there are no gaps between the defenders and there's no gap between the defensive line and the goalkeeper. So even if you have a striker that wants to run on to stretch the attack, there's no space. So it makes it easy for teams to defend against Arsenal and difficult for them to carve out opponents. So like I said, there's no space in behind, and there's no gaps in between the players to trade passes and create chances. So Arsenal needs to find a way to make teams come out, to open up use the length and breadth of the pitch. Look at Tottenham and Liverpool today. As poor as that game was, but there was space there. It opened up. It was opened up, and games could flow. But when Arsenal played, they compressed teams so much to their box that it's difficult for teams to come out. When they can't come out, then it becomes difficult for Arsenal as well to attack these teams and score their goals. So Arteta needs to correct this, find another way to open up teams, to make teams come out, and again find players that are willing to stretch defenses. Because if you don't do that, you don't create space. It makes it difficult for the creative players and the midfielders to carve out chances, and that is why one of the reasons why this team is struggling right now. So Arteta has a job to do. First of all, find a striker, a natural striker, and as well look for different ways to open up teams and remove this reputation of relying on set pieces. Yeah, so let me know what you think on these 2 points. And again, Arsenal fans, please stop being negative and support this team. I remember Arsene Wenger, he used to say, when you are in this kind of situation, it makes it even easier because the goal is clear. go and attack and score goals. This tie is not over yet. If Newcastle can come to Emirates and score 2, Arsenal can as well go there and score 2. It's not going to be an easy thing to do, but this team can do it. So let Arsenal fans out there support the team, and let's see how this tie is going to pan out. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think Arsenal can still make it to semi-finals, or is this the end of the road for them on Carabao Cup? But I feel, knowing football, anything can still happen, but adjustments have to be made by Arteta to drive this team forward, and not just for the Carabao Cup, even in the league, Champions League, and FA Cup. Champions League, of course, we know teams are going to come out, so there's always spaces, but in the league and the FA Cup, Arteta needs to rethink his approach, and I'll see you again next time.